Today, we're shooting out 3 LA-2A style compressor plugins to see which one sounds the best. Let's get into it. When it comes to gear and plugins, there's nothing better than simplicity and quality, and that's where the LA-2A style compressor comes into play. First introduced in the 1960s, the Teletronix LA-2A is a legendary analog compressor and leveling amplifier that's had a monumental impact on the audio industry. What sets the LA-2A apart is its smooth musical sound, made possible by its use of optical compression. In recent years, many clones have carried on the legacy with excellent hardware recreations by Universal Audio, Warm Audio, and Klark Tecknik, which is one I have in my own studio. But plugin emulations have really brought the magic of this compressor to the masses. Today, we'll shoot out 3 LA-2A style compressors: Universal Audio's LA-2A tube compressor, the Waves CLA-2a, and Native Instruments VC2A, which is produced in collaboration with Softube. Now, these compressors each have slightly different layouts, but that's okay, because we're going to focus less on the minute technical details and just more on how they sound. The only controls we're going to use are the peak reduction knob, followed by the volume or gain knob, which is used to volume match the output level. I've created 3 separate templates, each processing the same vocal take. The first will be how the plugins sound using their default settings. That is, how the plugin sounds right out of the gate without touching any knobs except for volume matching. The second will be how the compressors sound with their peak reduction knobs set to 60. This is equivalent to a modern to medium level of compression. And the third will be how the compressors sound with their peak reduction knobs set to 80. This is equivalent to a slightly aggressive level of compression. Now, one thing to note, this will be a blind test. In addition to the dry vocal, each track is labeled A, B, and C. I actually made this template a couple days ago and scrambled things around, so at this point, I'm not even sure which compressor is on which track. So the goal is really simple. We're just going to use our ears to see which compressor we think sounds the best. So let's get into it. Okay, so here we are in a session. Like I said before, the first track is a dry track, just the dry vocal with no plugin. And then tracks A through C each have a different compressor on them with their default settings. The only thing that I've changed or adjusted is the output volume, so they all more or less sound the same level. So let's check it out. Here's the dry track. And when I see you in the doorway, baby, I'll hold the light. Okay, track A. And when I see you in the doorway, baby, I'll hold the light. Can already hear a little bit of compression on there when the vocal hits a little bit harder. Here's track B. And when I see you in the doorway, baby, I'll hold the light. And track C. And when I see you in the doorway, baby, I'll hold the light. Okay, so obviously real minimal with the compression with just the default settings. The most compression I heard was on track A. Let's go ahead and listen to these just one more time. And when I see you in the doorway, baby, I'll hold the light. Track B. And when I see you in the doorway, baby, I'll hold the light. And track C. And when I see you in the doorway, baby, I'll hold the light. All right, so again, pretty minimal compression. They all sound more or less the same to me. Like I said, I could hear a little bit of compression already hitting on track A, but I'm gonna kind of save my judgment till later on in this video. Let's move to the next template where the compressors are gonna be set with their peak reduction knobs to 60, which is a more kind of medium level of compression. All right, here we are. Let's go ahead and listen to the dry track for reference. And when I see you in the doorway, baby, I'll hold the light. Track A. And when I see you in the doorway, baby, I'll hold the light. Again, you can really start to hear the compression now. Track B. And when I see you in the doorway, baby, I'll hold the light. And track C. And when I see you in the doorway, baby, I'll hold the light. Okay, so far, I feel like track B sounds the best. It had the smoothest compression where the other ones seemed to pump a little bit. I'm going to move track B up to the top just so I can kind of rank it for myself moving forward. Let's listen to them all one more time. Here's track B. And when I see you in the doorway, baby, I'll hold the light. Track A. And when I see you in the doorway, baby, I'll hold the light. And track C. And when I see you in the doorway, baby, I'll hold the light. Yeah, so I feel like A and B both sound pretty good. I mean, even at these settings, it's a little bit more compressed maybe than I would make it on like a music track. But again, I'm kind of doing this just to let you guys hear it, what these compressors really sound like. And I would say overall, track C seems to have the most aggressive compression so far. Let's move to the final template, which has the compressors set to 80 on the peak reduction knob, which is a pretty aggressive level of compression. Let's check it out. All right, here we are in the template. Once again, let's listen to the dry track for reference. And when I see you in the doorway, baby, I'll hold the light. Track B. And when I see you in the doorway, baby, I'll hold the light. Track A. And when I see you in the doorway, baby, I'll hold the light. And track C. And when I see you in the doorway, baby, I'll hold the light. Yeah, so again, track C, to my ears, has the most aggressive level of compression. It sounds smooth kind of all the way across, but yeah, it's a lot of compression. Track A and B, I would say, are my two favorites so far. Let's listen to those again. Here's track B. And when I see you in the doorway, baby, I'll hold the light. Track A. And when I see you in the doorway, baby, I'll hold the light. Okay, so I would say that my favorite is track A, just because I feel like it's the smoothest out of all of them. I don't really know how to say it beyond that. I mean, listen, like, again, these are like aggressive tests. I'm really kind of doing this just so we can listen to it, see how they sound. Obviously, if you adjust these, the parameters on each compressor, you could get them all to sound good. But just for this test, I would say that A is my favorite. So let's reveal which track had which compressor. Okay, so on track A, which is the one that I thought sounded the best, that was the Waves CLA-2a. Track B, which I thought was the second best, that's the Universal Audio LA-2A tube compressor. And track C is the Native Instruments VC2A. All these compressors sound great. I did really simple tweaks on these. It was a little bit over the top. The compression was a little bit over the top. And the funny thing is I actually use the Native Instruments VC2A the most in my everyday workflow. So really, all of these compressors sound great. You just have to kind of find the settings that work best for you. And it's really as simple as that. All right, well, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure and give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our videos. All right, well, everybody, have a great holiday. We'll catch you soon. Take care.